everybody and welcome to today's video. My name is Miss Higby and we are here today to read the next chapter, chapter 12 of The Royal Rabbits of London, The Hunt for the Golden Carrot. As always, thank you so much for tuning in, for liking and sharing these videos on Facebook, Twitter, so that more and more children can enjoy them. If you've missed any of the videos, I have been posting all of the links on Purple Mash on our class blog. So if you go to the blog, the top blog post is pinned and all of the links for the videos that have been done so far are all there. There is also a thread on my Twitter page right at the top, and again you just click on that and all of the different chapters that have been uploaded will come up for you. Or you can subscribe to my YouTube channel and you will get an update every time a new video is uploaded. Okay, let's crack straight on with chapter 12. So Shiloh's just sent a letter to the Grand Burrow and the Royal Rabbits are on their way to help Shiloh. Maximilian and Elvira have, by the sounds of it, gone off to join Harlequin and the rest of the magic rabbits to find the golden carrot, and Shiloh has got a plan up his sleeve to trick Harlequin. So let's find out what happens next. Horatio's burrow was situated on the other side of the forest to the warren, which was now not too far from where Harlequin and his growing number of followers had set up camp. Many years ago, when Horatio had escaped from the kennel where the Queen's corgis, known as the Pack, had nearly torn him from limb to limb, he decided to leave London and hide away in the countryside for a time. No rabbit had ever escaped the kennel, and, even though he was a royal rabbit, being mauled by dogs is enough to steal any rabbit's courage. So, for a long time, Horatio had vanished into hiding on the farm. But because he was an unusually large and intelligent buck, with a missing hind paw and a long deep scar down the side of his face, the elders of the warren had been immediately afraid of Horatio, and without taking the trouble to get to know him, had banned him from their community and forbidden any rabbit to stray over to his side of the forest. Horatio didn't return to the Grand Burrow for many, many years. His fear was too great, and his courage was too small. Instead, he remained on the farm, alone and lonely, until Shiloh found him and became his friend, because Shiloh was a curious, courageous bumpkin. And this is where Shiloh waited now, outside Horatio's burrow. The very same place he had once visited every day to listen to the old buck reading him stories from one of his books, The Rise and Fall of the Great Rabbit Empire. Before Shiloh had been sent to London by Horatio to find the royal rabbits. Shiloh leaned against a tree, mesmerised by the shimmering flecks of light that danced around him, and waited for the royal rabbits to arrive. He could hear the distant chanting, "The time is now," of Harlequin's magic rabbits. Beside him rested a sack of food in case his friends were hungry when they arrived, and he had his plan in his pocket. Shiloh was excited that the Hopsters would soon be here. Leaving the Grand Burrow had made him realise just how fond he was of the royal rabbits, and he couldn't wait to see his friends. He also needed their help with his plan. He waited and waited. The sun climbed higher in the tree. Bees buzzed and butterflies fluttered, and gradually Shiloh felt his eyes droop as he fell asleep. He dreamed of a giant golden carrot rising out of the ground like a tower, and Maximilian, Elvira, and his other siblings danced around it with Harlequin and his followers, all in a frenzy of devotion. It was a deeply disturbing dream, and Shiloh awoke with a start. Standing in front of him, and looking down at him like 5 big trees blocking out the light, were Horatio, Zeno, Clooney, Laser, and Beldepore. Instantly forgetting his dream, Shiloh jumped at his hind paws with happiness. "You came!" he cried. "You really came!" He found himself enveloped in a strong, affectionate arms. "Of course we came," murmured Balderpaw, squeezing Shiloh the tightest. "What did I teach you about trust?" said Clooney. "You haven't forgotten you're a royal rabbit, have you?" boomed Zeno. "Because you're a monster," which was the highest compliment Zeno could give another rabbit. "I'm glad to see my burrow's still here," said Horatio. "Not taken over by a squirrel or a badger, I hope." "It's fine," murmured Shiloh, "and I've been waiting all morning. What took you so long?" They looked from one at each other, a little embarrassed. Finally, Horatio spoke for them. "Let's just say royal rabbits aren't used to travelling in the countryside or travelling by guaranteed next day delivery," he chuckled. "But we're here now. Let's go down, shall we? I need to rest my old legs." And he winked at Shiloh. "Good to be home, eh?" "Very good," Shiloh said, and they hopped down the tunnel to Horatio's burrow, deep beneath the ground. Horatio's burrow was just as he'd left it, simple but cosy, with shelves of beloved books, a fireplace waiting to be lit, and a big tatty armchair where the old buck used to sit and warm his toes while Shiloh sat on the stool and listened as he read to him. "Make yourselves at home," murmured Horatio. Shiloh put his sack down on the table. "Ah, food!" shouted Zeno, rubbing his paws together. "Muscles don't work if you don't feed them." They told Shiloh of their adventure from London to the Warren. Once their package had been delivered to the farm, Balderpaw had nearly been caught by Farmer Ploughman because she had insisted on wearing a bright pink velvet jumpsuit, and Zeno had skidded on a cowpat on his way up the hill to the forest, while Laser had been stabbed by a blackberry bush as she tried to pick them. Shiloh stifled a giggle as he imagined the hopsters he admired being so clumsy and accident-prone. They were city rabbits through and through, but they swiftly moved on to the matter at hand, Harlequin and the golden carrot. Horatio took a big dusty book from the bookshelf and sat down. The hopsters pulled up chairs and gathered round him. Shiloh perched on his stool just as he used to. Clooney filled Shiloh in on the information Rappaport had found out about Harlequin, while Horatio scanned the big book for anything that might be helpful. "It says that the golden carrot has many magical properties," said Horatio, studying a page through his spectacles. "But the most interesting thing about it is this. Depending on the nature of the creature who has it, it can either be a force for good or a force for evil." "Are you suggesting that you believe there really is a golden carrot buried somewhere in England?" asked Laser, still unable to believe such a silly-sounding story. And there are the royal rabbits, looking in Horatio's book. You can see you've got Balderpaw here. Obviously got Shiloh down here at the bottom. On the inside you've got Laser, you've got Clooney, and at the top you've got Zeno, and of course the one in the chair is Horatio. Horatio looked at her gravely. "One must never dismiss a legend," he growled. "And besides, it doesn't really matter whether it's real or not. It matters what rabbits believe. If they believe it will give Harlequin power, then they'll allow him to control them. And that is a very dangerous thing. You only have to look at the human world for examples of that. Throughout history, people have committed terrible crimes because of the total belief in one bad person. Harlequin and his followers could set out to destroy everyone who doesn't believe in his ways. And if the golden carrot is real, then that power it gives to Harlequin would be even more dangerous." Clooney looked at Shiloh and grinned. "If it was a simple dispute between your little community and another, we'd be dining on honey and gooseberry pancakes at the Grand Burrow by now. not chewing old carrots in Horatio's burrow. He took a bite of his rather dry carrot and chewed hard and unenthusiastically. But we have to assume the golden carrot is real. If it falls into the wrong hands, we'll all be in danger. We need a plan, shouted Zeno, who could never keep his voice down, even in Horatio's small sitting room. Yeah, agreed Laser. Any ideas? We have to find the golden carrot before Harlequin, Beldapore exclaimed. I do so love gold. That, of course, is a genius idea, said Clooney in a sarcastic voice, rolling his eyes. Well, you think of a better one then, Beldapore retorted grumpily. We fight, boomed Zeno, punching his paw into his palm. Just give me the word and I'll call for my thumpers. No, we need a subtler plan, said Horatio calmly. He took off his spectacles and looked down at Shiloh, who was sitting very quietly on the stool, staring at the piece of paper he pulled out of his jacket pocket. What have you got there? He asked. Shiloh raised his eye a little nervously, suddenly rather unsure. A plan? He murmured softly. A plan? The Hopsters said in unison, turning to the little rabbit. It requires carrots, gold paint, cunning. Shiloh paused, laying the crumpled piece of paper on the table and smoothing it out. And working as a team. Ooh la la, murmured Beldapore excitedly. We are always at our best when we work as a team. And that's the end of chapter 12. So there you have it. The royal rabbits have arrived in the warren. They have met up with Shiloh. Time to put Shiloh's plan in action, hopefully. I really hope that you are enjoying the story so far. Don't forget to come back tomorrow for chapter 13. Okay, I look forward to seeing you all then. Bye.